Welcome to a cooked dinner video with me. This is a homemade hamburger helper recipe. I have made it before, but I made it a little bit different this time, and I really wanted to have a video specifically for it so I can link it because I am going to be making this again. I think this is going to be one of my staple recipes for a quick, easy dinner. The recipe will be linked down below. I've made this before and I really liked it. It's all ingredients that I always have on hand, but I wanted to change it up a little bit. And we're starting off right away with the changes that I am making because I wanted to have more vegetables in it. And during these burr months, celery and carrots are vegetables that I always have. So I just decided to take a couple of stalks of celery and some of these smaller carrots and just chop them up. And this way it's kind of a full dinner. I know sometimes I'll put like a vegetable on the side or have a side salad to go with it, but I really wanted to make it a little bit heartier. So we're just going to go ahead and get the carrots and the celery chopped up in kind of smaller pieces because this does cook in 25 minutes and I want to make sure that they're cooked all the way through. I've made this before and I would make it in a skillet and I always regretted it because it would be so full and you're trying to stir it and then you have the liquid. So I am using the Dutch oven and this was the perfect size. So I have a little bit of olive oil and I'm starting off with the celery and the carrots because they are going to take longer to cook. So while they're cooking, I'm going ahead and getting the onion ready. Now the recipe called for half of a medium onion. I'm just using 2 smaller ones. So we're getting those all chopped up. And the other thing that I love about this dinner is it is a one-pan dinner. I love one-pan dinners, sheet pan dinners. These are my favorites. So we're back to the stove top. So I had the onion in and I also went ahead and put in 1 pound of ground beef and I have it all cooked up. So I'm just seasoning it with a little bit of salt and pepper. And then the recipe said to stir in the tomato paste and it said 2 heaping tablespoons of tomato paste. I did the 2 and a little bit more because I find tomato paste really gives a lot of flavor and it also helps thicken up the sauce and give it a little bit more richness. Now it called for half a teaspoon of garlic powder and a teaspoon of chili powder, but I just didn't think that was enough. So I decided to add about a teaspoon of the chili powder. You could add even a little bit more if you like that flavor. So we are just going to get this all mixed in. I just want to make sure that I incorporate the tomato paste all in because that's where you're going to kind of get the richness for whenever you go to add the broth to this. And then that's all you have to do now is you're going to add in the beef broth. I'm just using 3 cups and I want to use just the 3 cups because I want to make sure that I have the proper liquid ratio to go along with the macaroni because like I said, this is a 1-pot dinner. So 3 cups of beef broth is what I'm adding in here now. Everything is mixed up now and I'm going to bring it to a boil. And now that it is boiling, I'm adding in 1 cup of the uncooked elbow macaroni. I've only ever used the small macaroni or like the little shells because of the ratio. So if you were going to use like a larger pasta like penne, I don't know if 1 cup would be the proper portion size to go along with the 3 cups of the beef broth. So I'm turning the heat down just a little bit and I'm going to set the timer for 14 minutes. So I set the oven to 450 degrees because I wanted to have something on the side with this. So I'm just going to make some garlic toast with some leftover hamburger buns. So we had 3 left. I took the bottom 3 and I'm using margarine because it was soft and easy to mix in just a little bit of garlic powder. So I'm just going to go ahead and spread this all over here. I had a little bit of mozzarella cheese, so I put that on top and then I just sprinkled a little bit of parsley and then I put that into the oven probably for about 8 minutes and then I just kind of kept an eye on it. So once the pasta was done, I removed it from the heat and I just wanted to taste it to make sure that everything was cooked. There's still a little bit of liquid at the bottom, but I found it was missing something. Because of the carrots and the celery, it added a little bit more of an earthy flavor to it. So I decided to add in the rest of the tomato paste. And I really think that that's going to make it a nice rich flavor, add a little bit more of that tomato. So we're going to put the lid on, let it sit for another couple of minutes while I finish the toast. And here it is. I can already see like the difference. Plus it absorbed the last little bit of liquid. And then I'm adding in cheese. It said 2 cups of freshly grated cheddar cheese. I don't think I had quite the 2 cups. I had a little under because that's all I had with the cheese block. So I'm just stirring this in right now. Like, you can make this a little bit earlier, but I would recommend putting in the cheese at the end so it's nice and gooey. So we're going to go ahead and get everything plated up. It was a chilly evening and this was delicious. The garlic bread turned out right. It was just nice to have something as a side, and I love the ratio of the carrots, the celery, the ground beef, and the macaroni. It was a hit. Everybody loved it, and the great thing about this is that there's leftovers. So there was enough for my husband to have for lunch one day, and then 2 nights later I just got a skillet out and I reheated it all up. And I took the tops of the buns and I recreated it. I didn't film it. This is from the night before, but this was so good. I will definitely make this again. And if you're going to do the carrots or celery at the beginning, you could put peppers, mushrooms. Just make sure that you drain the liquid first, just because of that ratio with the pasta to the beef broth. This is a recipe that is a go-to recipe for me right now. I will be making it again, and I wanted to have a reference video. So if I'm doing a vlog or a day in the life video, and once I get back into doing more dinner videos for all of you, I can just easily reference this. So if you want to see more videos like this, like and comment down below.